Hey everyone, welcome back to Apollo Art Analysis. This episode would be checking out a piece by the established AI generative artist known as Proxima Centauri B. This episode would be talking about the intimate portrait, we're going to talk about the origins of Mother Nature, and we're also going to talk about the profound power of AI generative art. So let's jump right into it. So whenever you first see this work, we're really met with kind of a side profile of a lone feminine subject here. Your first impression is likely one of awe as we just stand struck by this bright and lively scene before us here. And so we notice this format of a portraiture. Of course, it kind of is a side portraiture there. We see that, of course, the classic format of the bust up. So we see that it really emphasizes the face of our subject. So, of course, the result is quite intimate. You know, you're not going to miss it. We are just face to face with our subject here. And so, in the realm of color, we really have this analogous scheme here, right? We have this kind of bluish, green, little bit of light blue, and a bit of gold from the skin tone, as well as the light as well. So, all in all, those work together quite nicely. They blend together quite nicely, and it gives us a sense of harmony, of course, working with these kind of sacred themes at hand here. And so, there's really no doubt, of course, we see this kind of ray of light casting itself from the upper left region of the spatial composition. This, of course, falls on our subject's face, and it also aims to frame her face quite masterly. Of course, it emphasizes the visual impact of the subject's presence there, and so all very important here. And so there's no doubt that light really drives the work at hand, right? We see the light emphasized, of course, with this kind of light blue on her face, even with these flowers as well. Those are all extremely important. And this not only invigorates the spatial composition with this kind of vivid visual energy, but it also gives this very lively and bright aesthetic here. So all very important here. And so you'll notice our subject's garb is incredibly ornate here. We see, of course, if you're any type of fashion designer into fashion at all, it's going to take quite a bit of resources to create something like this. So this ornate kind of garb or fashion that she's wearing there, that conveys quite a bit of status, of course, an elevated status, as we always try to align ourselves with the divine. And so we also notice our subject's hair, right? Whenever you see these constant curves, it's almost always going to give a sense of implied motion. So we see this kind of flowing form from our subject's hair. And what actually flows out of these brilliant flowers here, I believe these are delphiniums or morning glories. I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to bring a bit of references. We're going to look at that real quick here. All right, so I have two different flowers. On the right, it's going to be delphiniums. On the left is going to be morning glory. I actually tend a lot more towards the delphiniums due to that white accent. In the original piece, I wrote about morning glories, but I think this is a bit more accurate here. So if y'all know what flowers these are, I'm quite curious. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what y'all think. There's no doubt that these flowers here, of course, kind of align us with the divine natural world. We'll go a bit deeper that here in a second here. And so, of course, the presence of these flowers are incredibly important, right? Like I said, they align us with the divine natural world. And life is divine in many different ways, right? It is the source of life. We have coexistence, the birth of consciousness, and even the rebirth of that itself. Those are all extremely important in the context of the divine natural world. And so our subject here, of course, we have our feminine subject. And the feminine has really stood as a sacred symbol for countless millennia at this point, and really due to her ability to source life. And that makes a lot of sense, right? And with that in mind, we really can't be surprised when we hear the term Mother Nature. So mother, feminine as the source of life and rebirth, of course, incredibly important and a very sacred symbol at that. And so with that in mind, if the divine feminine is ever under attack, we must remind ourselves of the extreme importance of protecting the most sacred because, we cannot degrade or destroy Mother Nature without destroying ourselves by definition because we are completely connected with nature. There is no escape from that. So I think that's incredibly important. I absolutely love this piece. Shows the divine natural world incredibly bright and lively. I absolutely love this blue as well. We were able to reference that with some other flowers. So absolutely love this piece. And so this is an AI generative work. So it was created in an AI generative program. That program is actually going to be a model known as Stable Diffusion. So it really allows a lot of I would say subjectivity, but more so specificity in what you're trying to create with that result. So if y'all want to get into AI generative art, I wouldn't suggest Stable Diffusion as your first program or model, but Midjourney, DALL-E 2, and kind of work your way to those more kind of raw ones like Stable Diffusion. So I hope y'all enjoyed today. If y'all did, go check out the original artist, Proxima Centauri. Always doing some absolutely amazing stuff in the AI generative medium, as well as some mixed media stuff as well, adding some Procreate additions or some edits as well. Incredibly unique portfolio. So I hope y'all enjoyed today. Like I said, if y'all did, go check out the original artist, Proxima Centauri B. My name is Apollo. This was Apollo Art Analysis, and I'll see y'all on the next episode. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you'd like to support our work directly, please check out our Apollo community tokens. Polar Art Exchange is an ecosystem of art appreciation which elevates artists each and every day. Thanks for listening.